It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Hontzias.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Korolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
What are you on now?
I'm on.
I'm on.
Hey.
I'm on. You're on.
What?
Everybody's on. The Alternate Commentary Table.
What?
Brought to you by the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed, where you can download this show and the McGuire show every single week, anywhere where you're streaming or downloading your podcast. It's fantastic. We're going to give you the main site, okay?
Yeah.
McGuireShow.com. Why? Because that's where you can search for the merch.
That's
Christmas time's coming, the 12 days of Christmas. How about the 12 days of the GWO? Wouldn't that be great as a stocking stuffer? Representation on the day of.
I think we should do one. Next week.
Yes.
The 12 days of the GWO.
The 12 days of the GWO. You want to know why? Because those gifts are too sweet. Anyways, we're happy to be back. We joke around about the merch, but it's a way to support the show, as McGuire says.
Why do you guys always backtrack? No, we're not joking. Buy the merch today.
I see my softball. I set you up, Mitch, and you took the bait. That's right. Forget the nice stuff. This is GWO material. We want to thank everyone who supports the show. We want to thank everyone who listens. We got a little bit of a treat that we're going to be compiling for you come this month, it sounds like. Mm-hmm. Something's off with the music, Mitch. Something this week seems.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just I don't like the entrance. It's Mitch Hontzias.
Now, Dimitri, that's an intro. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room now.
What's
that? Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
What are we talking about?
Shane McMahon's kid playing sports.
That's a good one. No. What I want to talk about, and this is, what's kind of good? Sometimes I always say we come late to the party, right? Because we're like a week after. Like, you got your Raw, you have your Dynamite, you got your SmackDown, then we chat. So you kind of have to be on that parallel. But
Can I segue?
Sure.
Can I segue? I'm so happy last week. I got you got some heat from Daddy last week.
I did?
You did.
What did I do?
You kind of gave I take one Saturday off where I got to go do stuff. Listen, the week before he was mad at me. Now he's mad at you.
He wasn't mad at me. You know what he said?
In fact,
he corrected. He fixed it.
Really?
I don't need you. I'm about to, what's it called? I'm about to Marty Jannetty you in about a second. I don't need you. I got Mike. I got my sponsor. I don't need you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's just clarify one thing. If you were to turn on me,
right,
the podcast, the ACT just, it goes awry, and you're ready to go solo.
Yeah.
How are you doing it? Is it, I'm assuming you'd be giving me a chair shot.
Chair shot? Oh, yeah, 100%.
Is that how you do it? Like, would we be in the ring?
I'll ask you to get me something, like turn around, grab me that, and boom, next thing, chair shot, done. It's over.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's how.
And then concerto you, for sure.
You'd concerto
I
after.
have to.
You have the chairs there.
Right, they're there.
Okay. You know how I would do it?
How would you do it?
I would wait until you finally get your big break, or it seems that way for like the title.
Right.
All right. And then I would come in, in very good GWO fashion, like I'd Hulk Hogan you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, Mitch, I'm here. Don't worry.
Right.
And once you're ready to go, like you nail your finisher,
right,
then I would turn on you. I'd probably hit you with the belt. And then I would grab the other person and put them over you,
right,
for the 1, 2, 3.
I think that's exactly what you do.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah,
thought about this a lot.
Yeah, apparently you have.
But speaking of turncoats and jumping ships,
and I'm home. Listen, this is where this week's episode. I know everybody last Saturday, Survivor Series, all that War Games. Listen, bravo WWE. Bravo. I'm going to say it.
Agreed.
Bravo. Great show. The ladies match, maybe one of the best ones I've seen in the world. Anytime somebody jumps off the top rope inside a garbage can, you have my vote for match of the year.
Yeah,
okay?
That's right.
Then the guys go at it, and then how you bring in Randy Orton. I like that. Finally, you guys are using a little of the drama that we've all been growing up on. Then the CM Punk. Okay. This whole week has been dedicated to CM Punk Randy Orton, and even you want to throw in the little R-Truth in there, all three coming back, fine. But of course, all I've seen are reels, Dimitri, on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks, on people's reaction to CM Punk coming back.
Right.
A week later, now it's a good week. Me and you get to jump in and we get to say our piece.
Yeah.
I want to hear it from you. So we saw him come in. Everyone losing their mind. Huge pop. And then he's there on Monday night. Give me your thoughts on the return of CM Punk to the WWE.
A lot of tears were shed that day, my friend.
Really?
No, I can't. Okay, let me take you through. Everything. This is now. If there was a reality show,
right?
ACT reality show,
not bad. I like
Daddy?
it, Daddy. Hey, and by the way, Randy, don't you think I didn't notice? You've been stealing our moniker.
Don't you take
There's only one Daddy here,
and his name's Mike McGuire, the Podfather,
and it's spelled D-A-D-I.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Yeah. Until then, you are father.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know what? So, first see it, I'm like, surprised, but not surprised.
Right.
Because it was almost as if it was always a little bit there. But then again, how many times has there been a pay-per-view in Chicago or an event in Chicago and for the last how long? Okay. Right. So, the first initial reaction I have is, holy smokes, I actually can't remember a time when the crowd was that loud. Okay, and I like how they did it as well. I like the fact that all they did was they waited till the end of the show just to come out, get your little crowd pop, do your thing, and then go home. It didn't take part in any of the show. And I also want to say something about War Games.
Okay.
I've been criticizing it. Go back to the old school format. I still, a part of me is there.
Yeah.
However, if this is what Survivor Series is going to look like from now to the end of time, I'm satisfied.
Okay. I will tell you this. Okay. I think it was great. I think the Survivor Series was good. You know what I liked the most about it? They didn't saturate it. It was 3-4 matches, 5 at the most, if anything. And they were great. All great matches, all good. And of course, at the end, you get the pop and, the cherry on top, if you will.
Now, let's get back to Mr. Punk.
Okay.
I absolutely, utterly love it. I love every part of it.
Yeah.
I love what it represents. I love the heat, the controversy, the talking points. I love everything about it. The fact when he said, I'm home, a little bit cheesy, a little bit, in the promo.
A little
bit tame. I get it. But I was thinking, he did the same thing when he came to AEW. Mm-hmm. If you remember when he first came to AEW, he has this massive crowd pop.
Of course.
And then he did this really nice guy, pay homage to the fans. He said a lot of the same things. Thanks for sticking by me. Thanks for this. Like, it was the same promo in a different setting. Yeah. So you know what that tells me? The best is yet to come.
Okay.
I love the heat with the Rollins. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. And you know what? It just goes to show you, with the return of Orton, the return of Punk, the return of everyone, these guys are top tier.
Yes.
At the top tier company. If there was anything that was more evident is AEW, you bloodied the nose.
Yeah.
The Cinderella story is good, but wow, they got a lot of work to do because watching the bright spot for me actually was more so Orton. Watching Orton on Monday, watching Orton yesterday. That's what I got to say, Mitch.
Okay. The return of CM Punk, I'm going to be honest with you, is already so overblown. It's unbelievable. Now, this is what I love about wrestling.
Return of the Punk.
Listen, when he came, was I surprised? Not really. Because here's the one thing. In this new social media world that we have, the news was starting to spring out a little bit. So was it 100% surprising? No, but it was like a high 90. It was like 97% because, and if you watch a lot of the streams,
I think it's a turnaround time, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Everyone was expecting it, and they started doing the captions like that. They're ending the show, and then the music comes. So great time where their timing has been horrible over the last couple of weeks. This one hit the nail on the head. They did great there. With regards to, do I like that the WWE brought back CM Punk? The answer is simply no. What they did by bringing him back was no different than so here's a guy in the last year and a bit, comes back to AEW 2 years ago, whatever, crazy pop. I think it was in Chicago as well, if I remember correctly. Gets his crazy pop. That was an amazing pop. You ask which one was bigger? I think the original return was the biggest because that was like 7 years in the making.
I agree. And the other thing you have to take into the factor is you're at a sold out stadium. I'm not sure what the numbers were over there versus like if you think of crowd noise by decibel, probably you're right. The original one was bigger.
Well, it was also more nostalgic. It was like the actual return the first time.
But it's that promotion. It's also, and it's AEW that's got him. There was a lot. There was a lot. Yeah.
Then he goes to London. He gets to be part of the biggest show. And then obviously at that moment on, he falls apart and leaves. And then he comes back to the WWE. The only thing I'm going to say, and South Carolina George, our good friend, wrestling advocate, I think he's part of the MWO now.
Is he our Paul Heyman?
He's our Paul Heyman.
He's our advocate?
He's our advocate. He makes a lot of good points, and I'll just reiterate them because I'm on his side. All you did was bring in for the Flash. The Flash is now done. Now show me what you can do.
Right.
Because the reality is, all he's shown me is that wherever he goes, fires start. Mm-hmm. And no doubt, what happens at the end of War Games and Survivor Series, whatever you want to call it, and I see Seth Rollins losing his mind, okay, let's fast forward this, because I am 100% convinced, and no one can tell me otherwise, that Seth Rollins did not know. You don't act like that, and that's fake. So on Mike's show, he asked the Meltzer straight up, and Meltzer's like, no, for sure, that's fake. Listen, Mr. Meltzer, with all due respect, then that's an Academy Award-winning performance by Seth Rollins. Give him the Oscar this year. Seth Rollins for the Oscar.
Yeah, you know what? When the sign for me was just watching Michael Cole and Corey Graves, like their reaction. I'm like, oh, maybe there's something there.
Yeah, man.
Right? And, but then there's something to be said that it was technically off air, so he could up it a bit. But, if it is a work, I got to tell you, this is the greatest one in recent history because you're relying and you're catering to social media. You're saying, listen, we're going to do it off air, go over the top because you and we all know that someone's going to get a camera phone out.
Right.
And I think now the camera phone angle is the new angle. So I do think there was, I'm going to agree with the Meltzer. Of course he knew he was coming in. You don't just hold the secret like that. And I think that Rollins maybe just, because here's the thing.
Right.
I think that Rollins is actually threatened more by the return of CM Punk than anyone else.
Oh, 100%.
Because basically Rollins is the new CM Punk.
Well, here, can I say something? And I'm dead serious right now. Now that you've had both return, okay?
Yeah.
And R-Truth, you could throw him in there too if you really want. By the way, he's just great for slapstick. Like he's great. On. You know what? He's great. But here, Randy Orton was out for about a year and a bit, they say, right? That dude was obviously working. And what I mean, that dude's yoked. He looks great. And his personality and his ring presence and everything, loving it. Didn't like what he did to Nick Aldis last night, but I loved everything else.
Listen, Nick Aldis, no CM offense, Punk, got a little arrogant.
Hey, hold on a second. But CM Punk, what'd he do? He got a haircut. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. No, I'm serious. CM Punk, this is the one problem that WWE, I think, is going to have, Dimitri. I'm dead serious. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre trying to make that move. Whoever's not at the top of that mountain right now, guess what? You ain't getting to that top. So, hey, LA Knight, hope you liked your little run there because you ain't going back up for a little while, my friend.
Buddy, the collateral damage on LA Knight, unfortunately, he's the biggest one who's going to suffer out of all of it.
Even last night, did you notice?
It's crazy that he came in to help.
I just say it.
And you're just like this. You're like, yeah, that's great, but what's going to happen to Randy? And I'm an LA Knight guy.
I know.
This is hey, he's my... I was never a vest guy. Now I'm a vest guy.
You're a vest guy.
Now I wear the vest.
You've been walking around with a vest?
I've been walking with a vest.
No, for me, I got to be honest with you. I think bringing in CM Punk, great. You got what you wanted, which was the pop.
Yeah.
You got the medias. Now what you going to do?
Yeah, but Mitch, this is the best part about being a wrestling fan and wrestling. Right now, we have no idea what is going to happen in that place. And I love it. That's what you want. That's what you need.
Agreed. Agreed.
Because let's face it, and I'm not saying that it's just Punk and Orton, but first of all, there's got to be something to be said about real superstars.
Right.
Like it's crazy that Randy, for weeks we've been ripping on Raw.
Right.
And for whatever reason, because Randy's there, I felt Raw was better. It's crazy.
It was way better.
The osmosis that just that happens, that trickles through, it's out of control.
That's not a placebo. That's a real thing. Listen, but think about that. So I think we were on the right track. Unfortunately, look, we don't do this show to cut down the shows. We're just trying to like make it funny and joke around and throw our insight. But let's call a spade a spade. The last month plus, it's been horrible. Yeah. And then it took a CM Punk and a Randy Orton to come in to make us want to watch 3 and 2 hours respectively. Yeah,
5 hours of full solid TV. I absolutely loved it, Mitch. They're amazing for the business. Randy Orton, daddy. I mean, come on, you can't script this stuff.
You can't.
You can't script it. But the state of wrestling right now is. Because before, this is where I was going with it, is that before, it's almost as if we're like, okay, so Roman Reigns and Cody are doing, like, you get to a point where there's not much creativity in terms of where and when the storylines are going to go.
Right.
Now that you got, like, some top fold superstars in mass in the mix, now you don't know. Like, Orton's going after the Bloodline. Are they going to beeline and put him, let's say, in a main event? Is he the guy that's going to break Roman Reigns' streak so that he could, I believe he's going for a title record of some point himself.
I think
he's up there for championship.
Something like that, yeah, you're right.
So, do we got to change this up now? Is he going to go with Jimmy Uso? Is it a solo Sikoa? Like, who, what, where? This is what I like.
This is exactly what we needed. I agree.
So, you know what's going to win?
No matter which
you know what's going to be great?
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble, see,
now I'm intrigued.
This is why I don't like the American Daydream. He had to make it about himself. I'd like to come out here and tell you all that I'm going to put my name in the Royal Rumble. Okay, Cody, we got it.
Yeah.
I get it. You're coming to the Royal Rumble. Yeah, we want you to win it. Oh, I'm sorry. You said collateral damage. He's another guy he's fallen one step down.
I don't think so. You think so?
I do, because listen, here's the thing, you guys. I joke around about the Cody Rhodes thing, but the reality is there's only so many people you can put at the top. Yeah. That's why AEW right now, and we'll get into that, did a magnificent job this week, I have to admit, on ignoring the whole scenario.
I want to say thing about Rhodes, and then we'll pivot, because it's a good time to pivot, is that Rhodes is in the smartest, safest position out of all of them.
Why you say that?
Because he's the true 100% babyface. He's not a shade of grade guy. He's not. Punk, Orton, are in Rollins. They're the three that are fighting for their own little supremacy. McIntyre, same thing.
Right.
Roman Reigns, just a bad guy.
He's just a bad guy.
He's just a likable heel.
He's the champ.
And he's the champ.
Right.
Cody Rhodes is goody two shoes, Hulkamania, C Nation Rhodes. He's fine, Mitch.
I'm gonna throw a name that who's one of the biggest name, if not
LA
the biggest
Knight?
name. No. What about we said you got the Cody now, you got the CM Punk, you got the Roman, you got you even throw in maybe a John Cena sighting again or whatever you want.
Sure.
You got the Orton, Brock Lesnar.
Don't do this to
I'm
me.
just saying, like, this year's WrestleMania could be the greatest WrestleMania ever comprised. If they bring them in and start doing some things, and then obviously the ladies' side of it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get spoiled. There's some spoiling to be done here.
Send us to Philadelphia, please.
But here's my hot take of the year. CM Punk doesn't make it to WrestleMania. Hot take.
Over under, there's got to be a spread.
I'm telling you, he ain't going to make it. He ain't making it. Something will happen. Somebody ate my donut. I left it in the fridge. Somebody ate it. The Hunter, tell him. Somebody ate it. Blah, blah, blah. We got to go. He's gone. Listen, he's brilliant. He's getting paid every which. And by the way, at the very end, what did he say? I'm here for the money. Thank you for at least one honest thing you said. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we move over to the AEW. Like I said, AEW, I'm going to tell you something. I'm in sales myself. Dimitri is as well. And when you're in sales, you're competing against everybody. And you're going to hear these rumors. Oh, this guy got this deal, and that guy got this deal, and this and blah. AEW, well done by ignoring the big elephant in the room.
Smart.
They had to. Dimitri, I'm not going to lie to you. Because of the way they act sometimes, I thought they were going to address it. I thought they were going to bring it up. And MJF sometimes thinks that he's like Sometimes I think he's high. He thinks he's higher than what he is.
Yeah.
And when he came out, I'm like, oh no, don't do it.
Because he always references everyone.
He does. And that's why I was worried.
Yeah.
Ignored it. And guess what? Now it's, like I said, a week's gone now. Now let's see what's going to happen. Great move by AEW.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. What'd you think of did you watch Dynamite this week?
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I'm going to tell you, if AEW's got they've got a few things on the go right now. That tournament that they're doing, look, I'm not a math guy, okay? I don't care for the point system. Make it a nice even, like this guy's fighting this guy moves on. Well, this whole 3 points and 1 point and blah, blah, blah. Okay.
I can't tell. Listen, AEW, if I have to look at a screen and decipher whether I'm looking at a soccer table.
Exactly.
Right? 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss.
Yeah.
But it also looks like a bingo scorecard.
Yes.
You're losing me. And then if I have to take my PVR to rewind rules.
Thank you.
You're losing me.
You're losing us.
And I'm not like, why can't we just do a traditional bracket? What's wrong with the bracket?
You know what?
Everyone loves a bracket.
Everyone loves the bracket. You know why? They don't want to be king of the ring. That's what it is. Because that's where we would see the bracket in the past.
Yeah.
I think that's what their mentality is. Like, well, we don't want to copy. The one thing you can copy because it's universal, they don't want to do it. They want to do this scoring system where to your point, I got to sit there and write this down. I was like, oh.
Like what? Is someone going to win the championship on points?
I don't know. That's the other thing.
And here's the other thing, too. They got the gold league.
Yeah.
And then they got the blue league. Okay.
Yeah.
Your logo is gold and white. Why don't you have the gold league and the white league?
Hey, that's a good point.
And maybe put Jay White in the white league.
And how about this? Yeah, okay, this is where they kind of won me over, but kind of made me mad at the same time. Let's talk about Swerve Strickland and Jay White as the main event. Great match. We've talked about it before. Swerve is on the heater right now.
Yeah.
But guys, Jay White is not a jobber, man. I'm not saying that he's a jobber, but 2 losses in a row now. You're not making him look great. I mean, this is Jay freaking White over here. You know what I mean?
Mitch, thank you.
I'm just saying.
Thank you.
That could have been your main event for these belts.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's got to be a bill. This is what I say, like AEW, like get some more jobbers in there. It's okay. They can get away with it, right? They really can. But we're seeing these matches.
Yeah.
They're excellent, by the way, but they're peaking the talent too early in between each other.
But I kind of
it's like a swingers party.
Yeah, it's exactly. You don't go for the hot one right away.
No, take it easy.
Maybe you do.
Well,
anyways, the point is that Dimitri, at the end of the day, the only reason I give him a little accolades on doing it is because they do know that everyone's talking about what happened. So they're like, how do we get it away? And they did a good job there.
Fair point.
But at the same time, you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to see this match 5 times, you guys.
Yeah, that's
my worry. And they're going to do it because they're notorious for doing it.
That's right. AEW doesn't have the in-between storyline drama that the WWE has, or like the backstage or the walking through. It's just the setup is a little bit different, and they need a little bit of that. But you're right, like it's that tournament to me. I like the idea. I like the idea that they're trying something new, but it reminds me of what they did with that international championship, whatever, at NXT.
Oh, right.
The same idea where I'm like, so hold on a sec. I don't understand what's going on here. There's like the World Cup or whatever they did.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. Sheep Pack, remind us. Yeah. I don't know what we're doing here.
Here, let me ask you about this. So MJF comes out, okay? And that's the other thing. Why do they bring him out in such awkward... Like, either start the show with the guy...
Right.
...or end the show with the guy. He's the world champion, and they keep bringing him like third item in kind of thing. It's the weirdest thing to me. I don't know why they do it.
I think they're overdoing the MJF promo here.
Yes.
I think because now it's like... Even he might be running out of things to say to be effective. And you know what I noticed? He's just funnier with someone else.
Yeah.
Where he can kind of make fun of them or they can go back and forth. But the problem, again, this is to my point I just said. They don't know how to fill the show.
Can I hot take it?
Do it.
Can I do a hot take?
Are you going to do it?
I think that the devil people, the devil and his cronies, let's call it that.
Right.
I think we know who they all are. And follow me on this. They come into the ring for a few minutes. There's like 4 or 5 of them, right? 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then they run out again, right? Like Samoa Joe came out. I'm Samoa Joe.
He was wearing a tight jean, by the way.
He's a very tight jean. Hey, look, any big guy that can pull off what he pulls off.
Yeah.
And by the way, MJF was right. Samoa Joe should have been the champion, like a real big champion in the WWE. And it's because of his, let's call it physique, that the dude never got his claim. Because wrestling, unreal. Promo skills, unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree.
Why didn't he get it? I'm telling you, it's because unfortunately he doesn't have rippled abs. That's it. That's literally the only reason.
They gave him the NXT one.
Yeah.
But how could he not have done the right? I believe he was NXT.
Yeah, he
champion.
was. But at the same time, MJF was right where in his rant, he didn't get that accolade that he so rightfully deserved because of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, when I noticed those guys all running in and doing their thing, I don't know what caught my eye. I don't know what it was. I'm going Greek dad style. I'm doing the finger thing.
He is, guys. He's finger rolling.
I'm finger rolling. I noticed that a lot of the guys, buddy, I think it's all those guys in the last little while that have been saying, I want a piece of you, I think are all part of the same team. I think Samoa Joe, I think Wardlow, I think Adam Cole, I think all of them. I think they're all together on this.
What?
Yeah, that's my hot take. Hot take of the year right now. I just called it. That way it confuses him. He's like, I don't know who to trust.
What?
Yeah.
Mitch.
I'm just telling you.
If you're right,
yeah,
this show's going to explode.
Blow up.
Blow up.
It's documented.
You know what I like? I like the typing little promo.
I like that. It's good.
You know, it's a good change.
I like that.
You know, sometimes it's like, you know, it's like going on a blind date.
Yes.
Listen, the moment you open your mouth, you might lose it for me. So let someone else do the talking.
Bravo. I go, okay. Now, AEW, here's the problem. You got the WWE, they're on the heater right now. They got they got a lot of things they can play with.
Yeah.
Finally. Adam Copeland / Edge and Christian did their thing. They don't need the Luchasaurus. They don't need the little Wayne guy.
Kill switch.
Whatever who he is this week. They don't need Sting. They just need each other.
Yeah.
Last thing, AEW, if you're going to spend a couple of bucks, spend it on a guy, whoever does your beeping, whoever presses that button, the guy's off a little bit. You know, I know what he was going to say.
He's not paying attention.
He was not paying attention.
How did they not beep out the Copeland, but yet they beeped out when the microphone's not on Cage?
Right.
When he swore.
Right.
Like the delayed.
So funny.
Like, you know what they said? Listen, just so you know, TV is delayed 5 seconds.
Right.
He took it the delay the other way.
The other way.
Yeah, not the real delay. He's like, oh, okay, got it. So then he's like go F yourself, right? And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he pressed the button. Beep. But he didn't realize that... that he's got to do it in real time.
That's right.
Because it's delayed. So his 5-second interval, honest mistake.
So funny.
Like he had literally, if you think of a 2-hour show, that guy actually had one job.
One job, that's
like,
it.
you know, the proverbial, listen, you had one job. No, this guy had one job. Like that's all it was. It was fantastic,
so
Mitch. It was fantastic.
Man. So funny.
By the way, without those two right now and that little thing going on, it's the best thing AEW has going on for me.
Yeah.
Because Christian Cage, in my opinion, hot take, chair shot, whatever we want to call it, is the biggest heel in all of professional wrestling.
Agreed.
He's the best right now.
Dude, when he's bringing up, I mean, and their buddies, everyone, he's bringing up the mom and the dad situation, and he's doing that to his buddy, which makes it even funnier, right? And then, you know, now Adam's turning it to, I won't lie to you, a little piece of me wanted them to like be best friends again. That's all I wanted.
Just
I almost don't want them to fight.
In a weird way.
Right?
It wouldn't be right.
It wouldn't be right.
So here's what I'm hoping for. Come Wembley next year, they figure it out and they win the tag champs one last time.
Yes.
In a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
I love it.
Like, how much? That would be amazing. I do want to say one thing. My mom happened to be over on Wednesday when I was watching AEW.
Okay.
Mom loves the Tony Storm.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? I told her, I go, Mom, she's the hottest thing on TV.
Her shoes were
Ma,
tight.
I'm not looking,
Her
Ma.
shoes were tight.
Yeah. Ma, I'm not looking like that, but I'm just saying, Ma. But when she watched the segment, she goes, for Christian Cage, oh, I like how well he's dressed. He has nice shoes. I'm like, Ma, relax. If something happens to me, he's coming after you. He's coming after you.
Can I tell you something? I have the exact same shoe. Just saying. I have the exact same shoe, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just letting you know.
Should we go as Edge and Christian for Halloween next year?
Swear to goodness, yes.
Yeah.
I have the shoe.
Yeah, and then all you need is a turtleneck and a matching jacket.
I got it all. I got it all. I would talk about SmackDown. Not a lot to report on the SmackDown, except for one thing. Paul Heyman, sir. I've said it once. I'll say it again. You win me over.
Are you in my head?
I'm just saying. You know what? But by the way, here I'm gonna lift him up, and I'm lifting you up, SmackDown. Why doesn't he get an intro? He came in at the end where there was no music. I want the music for the Paul Heyman.
No, that's the whole thing.
You like that better?
I like my name is Paul. That's his intro.
I agree, but I don't know. It just didn't flow at that moment. But it's okay. Do I like Randy Orton giving the cutter to Nick Aldis? The answer, sir, is no. Watch what you wish for. Because if Nick Aldis gets a little upset, the Stu Hart Heritage Champion will come back. Don't get him out of his suit. Be careful, Randy.
He technically hasn't lost.
Be careful.
He technically hasn't lost.
He hasn't lost, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Can I do a little hot take here?
Sure, please.
You know what I think they're doing with the Aldis, why he's the manager?
What do you got?
I think this is his way of becoming comfortable to do promos in front of the WWE before he's got to do something in the ring.
If you were Randy Orton, would you have signed Raw or SmackDown?
I would have signed both right on the spot.
Signed both.
I would have signed both.
I wonder what would have happened if you signed both. I've never seen that before.
It's amazing. Exactly.
And with them mixing and matching now, does it really matter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could we just give this charade up?
Come on.
Get it up.
All right, alternate scenario here.
Okay.
Go. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Now, these are just whatever we come up with.
Okay.
Prime Chyna versus Prime Rhea Ripley.
Oh, wow. Great. I got to go Prime Rhea Ripley. I think she's just got a few extra moves in the repertoire.
I'm going to go because here's the thing.
Let me tag you in.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Why is Rhea trying to look exactly like Chyna? Why are you trying to look like her? Wearing the leather, the studs, all that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm going Chyna on this. All right, alternate scenario. Santino Marella used to have the Cobra sock versus Mick Foley and Socko.
This is a no-brainer. It's Mr. Socko. It's Mr. Socko.
Tag me in. I'm going Socko as well, only because he seems to have been a better finisher.
Right.
The Cobra was good. Morella's record doesn't show that, though, unfortunately.
I always had a problem as to why Venom was allowed in the ring.
That's what I thought. You know what I mean?
But
all right.
Who am I?
Bigger Pop. Alternate scenario.
Okay.
Bigger Pop. CM Punk AEW, CM Punk WWE return. Tag it in.
Oh, I got to go pound for pound. It was the AEW pop. Pound for pound. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 7 years of percolation. Last one. Here we go. All right. Last week, American Thanksgiving. So happy gobble gobble from last week if we didn't tell you.
Okay.
Who is more of an American hero? Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Lex Luger, if you remember on the Carrier, slamming Yokozuna, or the Patriot? Tag it in.
You missed the boat on all of them.
Who?
It's the immortal Hogan.
He had one song.
He's the real American.
It's okay. All right, tag me in.
Thank you.
You're right. It's true.
That's right. That's right. Because listen, when it comes crashing down and it hurts so good inside your earphones, it's because you're listening to the alternate commentary table. That's right. Mitch and Dimitri bring it to you on the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed, where you can download and stream your podcasts. Wherever you're streaming them, you can listen to our show. Stay tuned tomorrow for McGuire's show. It's always jam-packed. It's always excellent. Of course, McGuireShow.com. That's the search that you do for the merch. Until then, ACTGWO for life.
Shot shot.
That was a good sign off. I felt that. I kind of went off the rail for a sec, but I brought it back in. I brought it in, so it was good.
Well done.
Great.
Hey, you're the best.
You know what? You're the best, man.
No, you're the best in the world.
No, you.